Guys, I need you to please do me a favor and follow me on my other platforms. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and I'm on Twitter. I started doing more shorts on the YouTube channel. Anything that is breaking news, that is real short, and I don't necessarily have to jump into the studio and do a whole breakdown for that. I'm going to do it in a short format, and I'm going to post it on Instagram, TikTok, the YouTube channel. I'm not on Facebook. I'm only on those platforms. Please join me on those other platforms. I really appreciate it. Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Welcome to the Liberian Perspective. Family, I gotta get to work. Do me a favor, smash that subscribe button, please, to help this channel grow. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and to add your voice to the conversation by going to the comments and commenting on this specific video. Guess what, family? That's all the business I got. You know what time it is. Let's work. The transfer portal is open for business. You know who the transfer portal king is. We run this here. We are body snatchers in the transfer portal. The transfer portal is open. We ready to cook. We ready to eat some people's lunch. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me, transfer portal. Feed us. And guess what? This is a two-way door. We got people leaving. We're going to have a lot of people coming. I told you that when that transfer portal opens up, some of these kids are going to jump into that transfer portal. Opportunities are everywhere. It is time for everybody to look for greener pastures, for everybody to look for a home that fits them the best. Whether we're handling personal life issues or we need to fill that D and that O line to make us look bigger. The coaches know we got to get bigger. We need some more dogs on that O-line. The coaches are talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. So much so that even the university and Coach Prime, they had to make some fun at it because everybody's been saying, oh, you guys look small. You guys look small. I even said it on this channel. I felt like we didn't have enough big people. I don't know what I was looking at. I don't know if my eyes were deceiving me or we just didn't have enough big people. But I just felt like we needed some more bigger people. I'm watching the practice and I'm seeing guys run around the field, pew, 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 all these Speedy Gonzalez dudes, but I didn't see no big dudes losing their breath like, you know what I'm saying? These big dudes that when they coming at you, you're a little bit afraid. I needed to see those people. There's no more debating. You guys were telling me in the comments, Harry B, go do your homework. You don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I'm not the only one seeing this. And I'm not comparing them to us. Just like Coach Prime says in the meetings. Coach Prime says, this is not your opponent. The guy sitting next to you is not your opponent. You're not going against that guy. If we have national championship aspirations, you're going to be playing with the Georgias, the Alabamas, or whoever ends up in the national championship. You got to think down the road when you're talking about bodies, when you're talking about who's on that line. Yeah, we got a lot of Speedy Gonzalez's, but Speedy Gonzalez's are not going to be the one in those trenches. Games are going to be won in the trenches. The run game is important. If you don't have nobody to push that defense back, there's no way you run the ball. This is Power 5. This is no time to be delusional. Listen, there's too much riding on the line for me to be a fanboy and be delusional. There's too much on the line for this. The university, Coach Prime, the whole staff, I'm glad they have a great sense of humor because they actually gave us some photos of some miniature buffaloes. And we had some fun with that. With all of that being said, I'm going to be bringing you some news about who we're acquiring. But as of right now, we're going to be losing a few people. So let's go ahead and put up the graphics so we can talk about it. Let's go. I think a couple of these players we already knew that we were losing. According to On3, Colorado players, Keyshawn Mills, we got Dylan Dixon, and then we got Nico Reed entering the transfer portal. I think Nico Reed is probably going to hurt me the most because the dude was starting to grow on me. I'm watching the dude lock up Travis Hunter, and I'm like, dang, reminds me of a Travis Hunter. The dude can play. Okay, let me just show you this clip right here. Watch this. You see what I'm talking about? Nico can ball. I was starting to warm up to Nico. I just put up a short video saying Nico is a problem. He's a dog. And this guy needs his number. As soon as I posted the short on the page, we get information on the wire that Nico Reed has jumped into the transfer portal. Come on, man. Yo, okay, I know we got Travis Hunter, and I know that we got Cormani McLean. Nico Reed in that bunch, I'm telling you, man, listen, man. man. Oh, man. Okay, so I knew that the transfer portal thing was going to happen. Kids were going to be leaving. You know, it wasn't just going to be us acquiring people. I know that we were going to lose a few people, but I'm feeling some kind of way. Okay, maybe Keyshawn Mill, I understand. Because we didn't really hear much from Keyshawn Mills. We were starting to hear Nico Reed's name, and then we got Dylan Dixie. We didn't hear their name that much. But Nico's name was starting to come up. So I'm thinking like, okay, come on, let's keep Nico. I don't know if he's going to be a starter, but he was definitely going to be a number 2 man. But he feels like he's a starter because Nico Reed actually started all of his games. Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, maybe we got a lot of corners. We need to have somebody on that bench. That's why they call it a depth chart. We need to make sure that the backups are just as good as the starters. If you are a legit starter like Nico Reed is, you're not going to want to take a backup role. And I understand why he's jumping into that portal, but man, it sucks. I feel really bad because I was actually now looking forward to see him play for the Buffs. See what's happening? Do you see what's happening? Don't play with me. This is how it starts. I told y'all in the beginning when we got here that we start off as BWB, bandwagon Buffs, but then something's going to make you fall in love with this place. Something's going to make you fall in love with this team. And then guess what? You're going to be like, dang, this is my team. If Coach Prime's not even here anymore, something is going to make you fall in love. It's going to be the food if you go down there and then you eat the food. It's going to be the mountain, the skyline. I don't know what they call it over there. One of these mountains. You're going to fall in love with one of these mountains. And you're going to be like, what? Dang, I can't leave now. Coach Prime is gone, but dang, I love that mountain. I know they have a name for it when you climb the mountains because Chris from Alpine Garage Sports was talking about something about the mountain. You climb the mountains and you call it something about the mountains. I forget what it is. Somebody put it in the comments, but come on now. Something's going to make us fall in love with this team, and we ain't no longer going to be a BWB. We're going to be bandwagon Buffs for a while, but we're going to be regular Buffaloes. I promise you. Now that they've actually gotten on the field and they're running around, there's a lot of these players that I'm starting to see the grit in them. I'm starting to see that dog come out. And these kids are growing on me. They're growing right in front of our faces. We got 15 days for that portal to close. According to NCAA rules, 15 days to do your business. It's not like they haven't been talking to people already. There's text messages that's been happening. There's already been whispers of who's going to be jumping into this transfer portal. Of course, there's been communication. Everybody has a handler. Everybody has a person inside. So is everything good at home? Is everything good? Are you okay? How's that transfer portal looking for you? I don't know what the NCAA tampering rules are until a student jumps into that transfer portal. They're still at the school. You can't really be trying to go there and snatch them up. They have to jump into that transfer portal for conversation to happen. But it doesn't mean that conversation can't happen with their old coaches. Conversation can't happen with their uncle, their aunt, their mother, their father, somebody that's not them specifically. You can talk to those people to get a feeling of what's going on. So this transfer portal, we about to be eating somebody's lunch. Everybody and their mama know, especially the O-line coach, understands that we need some bigger, hungry dogs on that line, on both sides of the ball, on the defense and on the offense. So when I said it, you guys wanted to come at me. Well, not all of you guys. Some of you guys wanted to come at me and say, do your homework. You know that thing that we do online where we just shoot people off? You don't know what you're talking about, and then they start giving you weird stats. I keep telling you guys about this. We're not the delusional ones around here. We're going to be the most informed ones around here. We support Coach Prime, we support the Buffaloes, but we're going to be objective about it because we want a real product on that field. When we put that product on the field, we're going to feel comfortable to sit back on Saturdays and watch the game. We ain't going to be worried that when we go face a TCU or when we go face a USC, face one of these big teams, that we're going to be getting run off the field. No, I want to feel comfortable with the product that we're putting on that field. I love the fact that you guys really support Coach Prime. A lot of you really, admire what he's doing. But I want to make sure that here on TLP Sports Club, the community is not delusional. That's one thing. Let's not fall into that delusional category that nothing looks bad, nothing's wrong, everything's right, we're going to be okay. Let's not do that. When we start doing that, when the season comes, we're going to be the ones talking about, oh, well, this and then that. Let's not do that. If we can fix the O-line situation, we can fix the D-line situation, I'm confident that our skill positions, we're going to be fine. I know we got some great wide receivers. I know that we have some D-backs, the cornerbacks. We got some great safeties. We got some great kickers. We know that Jace is doing great. We know that Alejandro Mata, he doesn't miss. So we know that our kickers and our special team is okay. You know how you win games and how you ultimately win championships. It's going to be in the trenches. And we have to address that in this transfer portal. I'm going to go on record to let you know that we're going to be seeing a lot of big bodies being reported that we're going to be acquiring from that transfer portal. A lot of big bodies have already jumped into that transfer portal, and Coach Prime just has to make sure that the relationships work. I want to thank everybody that's been sending me those hot tips. I really appreciate you. I want to thank Janet G for sending me this information that I'm about to share with you right now. Our guest list for the 22nd is awesome. Let me just share some of the people that's coming on that list. I'm talking about players. Let me share some of that with you. Let's go. So big name visitors for Colorado spring game. Edge runner, 5-star Dylan Stewart. We have a defensive lineman in 5-star Williams Winery. He's currently listed as athlete. 4-star athlete Aaron Butler. Aaron Butler is going to be on our official visit list. That means that Coach Prime gets to sit down with him. They actually get to have dinner. They get to talk to the mom and do all of those things. And as far as visits are concerned, that's actually about to change. If you stay tuned, I have some information about that. But let's keep going over this list. 4-star tight end Jaden Rudell. We have a 4-star defensive lineman Brandon Davis Swain from Michigan. 4-star safety Jordan Johnson Rubel. I told you guys about Boo Carter before, but Boo Carter is going to be a problem. I'm telling you, that list right there that you see, guys, it's a problem. I'm talking about 4 and 5 stars that Coach Prime is actually acquiring. There have been some prospects that decided not to come. Don't even worry about that. The thing is, it's a two-edged sword. We put everything out on tape. Everything is out there for you to see. We want you to see what's going on over here, how we do business over here, how we handle each other, how we talk to each other, the type of discipline that we have over here. We want you to see that and then make your decision to come and feel that for yourself. If you see that and you decide that this is not what I want to be part of, this ain't what I'm trying to do, then you as a prospect, whether you're 2024 or 2025, go ahead and take your name off the visit list. Wait, but there's no love lost here. You have to remember, we're talking about transfer portal right now, because once you see us play and we start to win, you know what's going to happen? Kids start to jump into that transfer portal because the light is over here and we're always there eating everybody's lunch in that transfer portal. Coach Prime is going to be there eating everybody's lunch. I believe Simmons was one of the ones that decided that the NIL was one of the deciding factors on why he was no longer going to be coming here. While we know that there is NIL money for everybody, that is not the number one thing that Coach Prime pushes, because you have to understand that NIL is just an incentive. If you have the name, if you have the clout, these kids talk about clout chasing. All of these companies are always clout chasing. NIL is about clout chasing. They make no qualms about that. If you can make your name popular, if you can make your name hot for all of us creators, for everybody to be talking about you, then I don't know that NIL is a situation that you have to worry about. So make your name ring. Get on social media. Up your name. Give us a reason to talk about you, because that's what it is. When Brownie James got $7.something million, you know why he did that? Because his family understood, while you are playing, you are my son, the name has to ring. They created a whole social media frenzy around that kid, just like they did with the LeVar Ball family. It was all over social media, but it took time. You saw him in high school, he wasn't starting at first. I'm talking about Brownie James now. You saw him in high school, he wasn't starting. The kid kept working. He's working with the best NBA player, superstar, in his dad, LeBron James. He has the best trainer. So the kid kept working, but he kept growing his social media. He kept growing it. And then when he started getting really good, everything just went poof. I don't understand when a kid talks about, oh, I'm not coming because of my NIL situation. I don't know, because NIL has to do with you. NIL has nothing to do with Coach Prime. Your name has to ring enough for these companies to give you a valuation where you like. Yes, you may get some coaches that may be trying to boost you up and all of that, but I don't know that it's a good idea to boost you up and you haven't played it down at the college level, at the Power 5 level. So I'm very confident in what Coach Prime is doing. Every time I hear a prospect is no longer interested in the Buffs, I feel some kind of way, but at the end of the day, you know what makes me feel confident? It's the process. I believe and I trust in the process that Coach Prime has in place. You got to earn everything. That is a beautiful process. You have to earn everything. The fact that you have to earn everything, it's going to separate the boys from the men. If you can't handle it, you got to jump into the transfer portal and look for a better opportunity. I know Nico Reed is going to land a starting job at another college. Nico Reed is a problem, and I feel bad that he had to leave. Let me give you this information about the official visits, because we got some information on the wire sometime this week that some things have changed as far as visits is concerned. So here it goes. NCAA announces significant changes to official visit rules for recruits. The NCAA Division I Council met this week and tackled a host of topics, including one wide-sweeping change that affects recruiting across college athletics. Effective July 1st, there will be new recruiting rules for official and unofficial visits. Prospects will no longer have a limit on the number of schools they can visit on official visits. However, prospects will be limited to one official visit per school. The only time that prospects will be allowed a second official visit is if there is a coaching change that takes place after the first official visit has been taken. In men's basketball, prospects will still be able to take a second official visit as they usually have, but the visit cannot occur within the same academic year. In addition, official visits may last no longer than a 2-night stay per the updated rules. Schools are permitted to cover travel costs, transportation, and meals, as well as reasonable entertainment for up to 2 family members who accompany the prospect on a visit. For young people considering where to go to college, visits to campus, both official and unofficial, are an integral part of the decision-making process, said Linda Taylor, the chair of the Division I Council. This was an opportunity to modernize NCAA rules in a way that provides greater and more meaningful opportunities for prospects going through the recruitment process. Let me make sense out of this just a little bit. According to this rule, kids don't have to choose which school they can visit. Kids no longer have to turn down certain schools like an official visit. If there were like 60 schools that were recruiting you, you can now actually go to all 60 schools. I don't know what the limit was before. There was a limit on how many schools that you can visit within an academic year. Kids had to make decisions on where they were going to actually spend their official visits. This video was not necessarily dedicated to this actual topic, so I didn't really do the research, but let me just give you an example. Let's just say the NCAA had a rule where you can only officially visit 5 schools, and then you have unofficial visits, you can only visit 5 schools unofficially, which makes that 10. So that means that if you were a Cromani McLean, or you were a high-value prospect, like a 5-star that everybody wanted, you see some of these recruits where they have like 50 different schools on their list, and you're always seeing them having to break down their list. According to this new rule, kids no longer have to break down their list to a certain number for official and unofficial visits. It's not like they have to pay to go to these schools. Their schools have to accommodate these kids, 2 adults and the kid, mom and dad, or it could be the former coach, it could be the high school coach and dad, whoever's interested in going that understands what's happening. Pay for these kids to get to the school, give them room and board, food, some type of entertainment. Basically, you can eat good. If you're greedy and all of these schools want you, guess what? You and your family can eat good. All 3 of y'all can eat really good because official visits, they roll out the red carpet for you. You understand what I'm saying? When you have an official visit, especially if you are a 5, 4, or 3-star, they roll out that red carpet for you. Y'all can decide to actually come here. We can get a 5-star to our university, or we're going to pull out all the stops. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that you feel comfortable and that you know that we want you. We're going to make you feel like family. When you come on an official visit, man, we're doing everything for you. You can eat as much food. You can take all their foods, take all their gifts, take everything. So if you are a greedy kid or if you just want to see more schools, now you have no limits, but you only get 1. If you have 50 schools, you can do 50 official visits, but you cannot do more than 1 official visit at each school. That's what that means. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So keep that in mind. This is 2023, July the 1st, starting this summer. The rules are going to change. The transfer portal is open. Make sure you keep it locked here. Anytime information comes out, if we acquire a player or if a player decides to leave us, I'm going to make sure I bring you that information right away. You got me? I'm going to leave it right there, guys. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. And that was the Liberian Perspective. TLB Sports Club. Blah.